Hi, this is a comparison of the Everki Beacon backpack and the Titan Everki backpack. I will physically demonstrate these bags shortly, but I'm just going to go through the specifications of these two backpacks so you will have that in your mind. From the website, it shows that there is a considerable size difference between these two bags. Now, I will physically show the bag soon. Just having a look at the specifications, you can see that they both fit 18-inch laptops. Now, I actually do have a 17-inch laptop, so I will demonstrate it with my laptop. But it's a very large laptop. So, and then the sizes of the bags, you can see that the Beacon is 32.5 liters and the Titan is 40 liters. The weight, the Titan is the bigger bag of 2 kilograms, and the Beacon is 1.6 grams. You got half a kilo less on the Beacon. And then in terms of the size, the external dimensions, this one, the Beacon is 43 by 16 by 53, whereas the Titan is 38 by 21 by 54. So the 54 is actually the almost the height of the bag, and the width of the thickness of the bag would be 21, and the width over here. Now let's go and have a look at the bags directly. Hi, this is the physical review of the two bags, the Everki Beacon and the Everki Titan. I've used these bags considerably. This bag I've used for 2 years. This bag I've used now for almost 7 months. So I felt that this is the time I could give a review having used both these bags. Now you might be wondering why I have two bags, and the reason is that I felt this one was very big and I thought of something a bit smaller but that could still fit a large laptop. Now I'll start this review by discussing the construction. Both these bags are very high quality. The materials are robust. Could you think that this has been used for 2 years? The condition of it is still very good for that it's been used for 2 years. I mean, look underneath. This is high quality materials. The zips are still 100% functional. The pockets inside still looks great. Yes, I've put this in the washing machine and it washes perfectly. This one, on the other hand, equally good quality. Can't complain about the quality of these bags. So what is the difference between these two bags? Well, let's look at the size. Holding this bag up, I'm getting 52 centimeters. Holding this bag up, let's close these. This gives you a real life example of the size of the bag. 54 centimeters. They're very similar in height. In the width, as you can see, if I put the one bag over the other and the other way around, they're not that different. However, the Beacon is actually quite narrow. So in terms of the volume, there is a noticeable difference between these two bags. And I have used these bags to the brim. I've literally filled them up, and I am amazed at how much can be stored in this Titan. This Titan is an amazing bag if you are not sure how much stuff you're going to need to put in if you're traveling and you may be bringing presents or whatever. This is your bag. I've walked around airports with this bag, and I found that once you start packing it up, it actually gets very tight. And what happens is it starts pulling quite hard on your shoulders, whereas the Titan actually doesn't. When the bag is full, it's still comfortable on your back, while the Beacon, when the bag is full, I find that it actually interferes with my posture. Now, looking at the laptop compartment, because that's the main reason that people buy this bag, obviously for the laptop. Now here are the problems with the bag. They both can handle a large laptop. Now what would you consider large? This is probably a very large laptop. This is a 17.3 inch, but it weighs almost 4 kilograms. So this is called a Dell Precision laptop. And just demonstrating to you, put the laptop in here. You can see how it fits. This is the Dell Precision 17-inch. So if you go look on the internet, you can see what size it is. It could definitely fit an 18-inch laptop. However, here is one of the problems. And this is true of both bags. If you look at the bottom here, there wasn't sufficient padding for this laptop. In fact, these are my own additional pads that I've put on here, especially for the corners. So this is a weak spot of this bag, is that there isn't sufficient padding for a laptop. If I had to put this bag down a bit harshly on the ground, I might actually damage the corner of the laptop. So I actually sewed on these additional cushion for this laptop cage here. And there is some padding, its own padding, but it amounts to just this, which is not even 10 mils, and is insufficient, especially if you're considering that this bag is designed for an 18-inch laptop. One has to consider that an 18-inch laptop has a weight, a real weight. This is not a tiny Surface Pro or a MacBook, an iPad Air. It is of a sufficient weight, so one needs to have the correct cushioning. So if we look at the Beacon bag, it actually has the same problem. In terms of fitting the laptop in, it can definitely fit an 18-inch laptop. In fact, there's actually more space in the Beacon backside than the Titan. Now, here at the bottom, there isn't sufficient cushioning for the laptop. So that is true of both bags. So I couldn't say one bag is better or worse. They both suffer from that problem. Right, now, in terms of the front pockets, the Beacon has this pocket here and a handle. This handle is quite useful. I wouldn't cry if it wasn't here, but this I didn't find useful, especially if you're using in airports. I find that this is a little bit of a safety hazard. Somebody could put stuff in there. I wasn't too happy with this. I don't see the purpose of this pocket. So in my 7 months, I have not used this pocket. These straps over, these strap and clips here, this is quite heavy. I don't see the reason for using such thick zip handles here. The Titan is a bit lighter, still very high quality, but the Beacon, it's very heavy. I mean, if you actually feel it, it's high, and this is also heavy. I don't see the purpose for these two straps. The next thing that I had a problem with this bag was the side pockets. If you look at the side pocket, if you look at the height of this pocket, we're looking at about 14. And if you compare it to the Titan middleway, you're looking at about 19, or even if you say 18. And the reason why that's important is because of a water bottle. Now, if you're using a water bottle, okay, in terms of the water bottle, if you put the water bottle here, it does come with this strap, this elastic, and I've made it tight, and now I'm going to tighten that. Right, there we go. Now this water bottle has no water in. Now what happens is, imagine you've got this backpack on your bag and you bend over. This water bottle on my bag kept falling out. So this was actually a hassle. I couldn't really use a quality water bottle here. If you use plastic, it's not so bad, but with the glass or the steel, it actually was a problem. Now the Titan doesn't have that problem. For example, there's a mesh here, which holds it quite tight, and even if you don't use the mesh, it's still fine. Now watch what happens. See that? Now you bend over, you're running, no problem. And these are important things. Now, you only really notice this after various different uses of the bag. So the Titan wins when it comes to these side pockets. And the other side, well, it's not only a pocket, there's a pen space here, and there's there, and the emergency deodorant and another mesh. So I give it to the Titan in that case. The front pocket. The Beacon has a cool, quick pocket here. You can put a glass case. I had my glass case in there. There's pens. It's hard to actually, if you drop something in here, you literally have to, this zip doesn't go all the way down. So, and it doesn't open a lot. So you actually have to use your hand to find stuff. I don't really enjoy that feature, that if you've got something here, you almost can't see inside there because this doesn't open enough. The Titan, on the other hand, doesn't have a zipped, it has this. Now this for me is a waste of time. I don't see what the purpose of this is. I've put an apple in here and some rubbish, paper rubbish. But this I don't use much in the 2 years of having this bag. I've just put a fruit in here, that's all I have. And then in terms of the, and you can see I'm quite rough. In terms of the next pocket, there we go. Both bags come with a rain shield. The Everki Titan stores it over here, while the Beacon has almost a secret pocket here underneath, and there is the rain shield. This I've used, and this is very effective, this rain shield, but both bags have it, so neither leads in that case. Now, looking at this first pocket, now remember that the Beacon has this front pocket, the main area, and then the laptop. The Titan, on the other hand, has this, that, and that. So it's got an additional one. Now these are perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got a place to put a tablet here, and here, or here. What's nice is it's got this, so if you have 2 tablets, which I do, then the screens don't scratch there, and you could put it even there, or you could even put it even there. So in terms of this area, it's great. Now the Beacon actually comes with this console case. You're supposed to put your PlayStation or Xbox in here. I don't use this, so I've literally just taken it out. Now, this thing folds out nicely. This is great. This section here I've used a lot. I have no problem with this. Now note, it hasn't got any like, let's say, velvet or sponging here. This is basically cardboard with this nylon material, where as opposed to this is more plush. Now if you compare it to the Titan, yes, we've got the zip here, we've got the pen holders, you've got these, you've got that, there's a space there, and you've got a space at the back there. You can hang your keys. But I would probably be more inclined to compare the Titan's second pocket, second opening with the Beacon. This of the Titan is probably the most useful pocket for me. I put all my electronics goodies in there, for example, maybe your mask. And the reason why it's nice is, one, if you're standing upright and you're looking into your bag, you can actually, from a top view, see into this pocket, and that is very helpful. There's a pocket at the bottom there, there's pocket here, you've got this pocket, this, I don't use these often. And the best part about it is the tablet pocket here. It's plush on the inside, not on the outside, and it's plush on this side. It's almost got like a velvety. So when you put it in here, you don't have to worry about any screen scratching and so on. And this is also like a cardboard, it's like a cardboard feel. So the tablet fits in there perfectly. So that's the second pocket. Now what is nice about this bag is, let's put a side view. If you look at the Titan, if you carry on expanding it, like look at this, I mean, you can just imagine how this bag can grow. I mean, you can just see how it can grow. I can put a blanket in here, Right, to give an example, here is a blanket. I'm putting it in the Titan. Okay. There's a blanket. Let's close here. Now look, if you wanted to, you could still add things in here. There's still the laptop compartment. It's not bleeding into the laptop compartment at all. And for the most part, this bag is barely full. Now let's do the same with the Beacon. Same blanket. And let's put it into the Beacon. Right, now here's a problem. There is no actual thickness here. There's no actual space here. So if you fill up this pocket, it bleeds into this pocket. So what you start finding happening is the bag starts to go like this. It almost starts to round itself like that. Now if you've got a laptop in here, you'll find that this bag immediately gets small because the laptop holds it straight. And this affects the way it sits on your shoulders. Whereas if you look at the Titan on the other hand, when you fill up this pocket, it doesn't actually affect the back laptop compartment, for the reason that if you look on the side here, look, there's about how thick is this? This is about 6 or 5.5 additional centimeters of thickness that is allocated for the laptop. And if you don't use the laptop, then this thing will squash, and maybe you can put your paper in there or whatever. So that does demonstrate how much bigger the bag is. Then just looking at it, you can see it seems like, even though on paper this is only a few liters less than this, my 2-year experience says this bag does not fit a lot of stuff. I think it's the design of the bag. Whereas this bag is absolutely amazing. Now the next thing is the top pocket here. If you're someone who wears glasses or sunglasses, there you go. You put it in there and it almost has no impact on the back. It just slots in there and it takes away from this very top part. And normally when you fill up a bag, it fills up towards the bottom. So this is a very well designed bag. You can see there's no bulging here from those glasses. There is an earphone option there. Right, now let's move on to the comfort of the bag. If you turn the bag this way, and just from looking at it, you'll see that the Beacon isn't actually that much smaller. Yet the Titan just holds that much more stuff. And I think it's a design of the bag. You can see this is quite fat at the bottom, whereas this one, the Titan, isn't. Now talking about the straps, the Titan is far more superior than the Beacon. Just the feel of this, the amount of sponging versus the Titan, it's actually, if you look at it, it's a bit wider. This is pinched here on the side, so the sponging part actually only comes down to 5. Whereas the Titan is sponge to sponge all the way around, and you're looking at 7, just over 7. So you're looking at 2 additional centimeters of sponging, and that actually makes a very a big impact, especially if you can think about the more narrow it is on your skin, the more pressure it pushes because of the smaller surface area. So in terms of comfort, when I'm carrying things and they're heavy, the Titan I find is less uncomfortable. And as I said to you, when the Beacon gets full, it tends to do that. Like if you see a side view, it tends to do that. And when something pulls on your shoulders this way, it actually starts interfering with your posture. What is nice is that they both have this option here. Obviously the Titan has a varying ability, so you can vary it up and down, and then you can vary the width. The Beacon has a much narrower range of motion, but you still have this, and this I find is an important feature. There are some other aspects, like the ability to shift the the ability to shift this up and down by that, but the Titan also has that. So there's no clear winner here because they both have it. I would say this is one of the most important things on the back of a bag. Now, in terms of the back sponging, again, the Titan is, if you look at the width of the sponging, the Beacon has almost like a superficial sponging. I wouldn't be able to recommend this bag for somebody who's aiming for comfort. If you're aiming for comfort, even though this is heavier, if you're going to be carrying a heavier load as well, this is more comfortable. Just look on the butt area. This sponging is corner to corner, corner, whereas the Beacon is actually, there's no sponging there. It's only here on the back area. So if you also look at the thickness of the sponging, as I said, there is sponging here, don't get me wrong, but it's about the same thickness as the strap. Now, if you look at the Titan, on the other hand, you've got the internal sponging for the laptop compartment plus this higher, I don't want to say density, but higher profile sponging. So this sponging and also the texture of the material, actually they're quite similar. But the higher profile of the sponging, remember this bag has been used for 2 years and the profile still stands out a lot more than the Beacon, and this is a 2-year bag. But in terms of the material, these are the same. This is orange. Okay, so that's bringing me to the close of this detailed review of these 2 bags. If I have to make a choice, I would say in terms of style, I feel that the Beacon looks better. When I wear it, neither of these look better from what people have told me. Which would I buy again? If I was still carrying around an 18-inch laptop, hands down, it's the Titan. In fact, even though this bag is new, every time I need a bag, I would say 90% of the time I use the Titan. Oh, and the last thing I must talk about is this ability of the Titan to compress itself. That is also a very important feature. I feel like this is not only an ability to reduce the profile of it, but it's also a safety feature. Because people can't readily open your bag so easily. So obviously you've got this on both sides. So that's also a very nice feature of the Titan. By far the best bag I've ever owned is the Everki Titan. And this Beacon is a good bag, high quality, materials are very good. I won't buy this bag again when or if it breaks. And that brings me to the end of my review. Thanks for watching.